Second, being rated as an inclusive leader is not determined by averaging all member scores, but rather by the distribution of rater scores. For example, it's not enough that, on average, raters agree that a leader approaches diversity and inclusiveness wholeheartedly. Using a 5-point scale, ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree, an average rating could mean that some team members disagree while others agree. To be an inclusive leader, one must ensure that everyone agrees or strongly agrees that they are being treated fairly and respectfully, are valued, and have a sense of belonging, and are psychologically safe. Third, inclusive leadership is not about occasional grand gestures, but regular, smaller-scale comments and actions. By comparing the qualitative feedback regarding the most inclusive, top 25%, and the least inclusive, bottom 25%, of leaders in our sample, we discovered that inclusive leadership is tangible and practiced every day. These verbatim responses from our assessments illustrate some of the tangible behaviors of the most inclusive leaders in the study. Shares personal weaknesses. This leader will openly ask about information that she is not aware of. She demonstrates a humble, unpretentious work manner. This puts others at ease, enabling them to speak out and voice their opinions, which she values. Learns about cultural differences. This leader has taken the time to learn the ropes, common words, idioms, customs, likes, dislikes, and the cultural pillars. Acknowledges team members as individuals. This leader leads a team of over 100 people, and yet addresses every team member by name, and knows the work stream that they support and the work that they do. The following verbatims illustrate some of the behaviors of the least inclusive leaders. Overpowering others. He can be very direct and overpowering, which limits the ability of those around him to contribute to meetings or participate in conversations. Displays favoritism. Work is assigned to the same top performers, creating unsustainable workloads. There is a need to give newer team members opportunities to prove themselves. Discounts alternative views. This leader can have very set ideas on specific topics. Sometimes it is difficult to get an alternative view across. There is a risk that his team may hold back from bringing forward challenging and alternative points of view. What leaders say and do has an outsized impact on others, but our research indicates that this effect is even more pronounced when they are leading diverse teams. Subtle words and acts of exclusion by leaders, or overlooking the exclusive behaviors of others, easily reinforces the status quo. It takes energy and deliberate effort to create an inclusive culture. And that starts with leaders paying much more attention to what they say and do on a daily basis, and making adjustments as necessary. Here are 4 ways for leaders to get started. Know your inclusive leadership shadow. Seek feedback on whether you are perceived as inclusive, especially from people who are different from you. This will help you see your blind spots, strengths, and development areas. It will also signal that diversity and inclusion are important to you. Scheduling regular check-ins with members of your team to ask how you can make them feel more included also sends the message. Be visible and vocal. Tell a compelling and explicit narrative about why being inclusive is important to you personally and the business more broadly. For example, share your personal stories at public forums and conferences.